Good evening. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I'm hearing you clearly. Hearing you clearly. Yes, there's a little sound that is coming through, but we will. What we'll do when you're not speaking, we're going to ask you to turn off your microphone. Okay, to mute your
Okay.
mic. And we have Mr. Zico John is with us tonight.
Hi,
Always a
good night.
pleasure.
Yeah, good night, Marcia. Hi, good night, viewers. How are you doing?
Yes, so great. We're great. We're great. Great to have you. Great to have you. And we have Don Leacock is in the house. Welcome, Don.
Hey, good night, Marcia. How you doing? And good night, Zico and Theirry.
Yes, yes, great, great to have you guys. We started a little late. I was waiting on everybody to come in, so that we can start together, and everybody's welcoming them. Theory, I think you owe me to send me a video there. Yes, you sent me one, but there's another one that we had discussed for you to send me if you can. Yeah, and the people are welcome. Judith says welcome. Zico, welcome Don. And they know Don a lot. They know Zico. They know the three of you. Yes, we're getting some feedback. It might be from, let me see whose it is. Hmm. Hello, good night, good night. Okay, that was Theory. Okay, so Theory is a feedback guy. So we have to make sure we have his mic muted when he's not speaking. Well, let's start with little background on each of you before we start. All right. And we're going to make this real lively tonight. So let me start with Don. Don, tell us a little bit. What do you do? When you get up every day, what does Don do? Um, who is Don?
I am a chartered accountant, so I help a lot of different businesses from small to large do their taxes, their monthly accounting, stuff like that. That's what keeps the lights on. I am pretty big on social media, so I do quite a few videos. The two main things that I do are comedy and charity. So the charity videos are for a charity I have called Build Up BIM. We do
Mhm.
lots in terms of poverty alleviation and youth mentorship. Like all tomorrow, I'm teaching a farming course at the YMCA,
A
and
what?
yeah,
A
a farming
farming
course at the
course?
YMCA.
So you do
So
farming
those,
too?
yeah. What I found 1 acre, in Christchurch. Not gonna say exactly where it is, but Christchurch. We got sweet potatoes, watermelons, and cucumbers on the 1 acre right now.
No, I want you. I want you to hear, because that's one of the reasons I wanted them to say what they do. Now he's a chartered accountant. All right. He's also a social media. He's influencer personality as a business on social media, but he also has a farm and he's teaching farming. You understand what's going on here, and I know he's involved in politics too, right? Well, seeking to be right, Don.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay,
Hmm.
so that's done. So let's go to Zico. Zico, in a nutshell, what do you do, Zico John?
Yes. Zico John, as you all know, former gang leader, the managing director
Hold
and
a minute.
owner.
Let's clarify that quick. He said former here, because I know some of you, your ears don't think, Theory, them are gonna say that I bring on a gang leader on here. He said former, FORMER. Okay, he's not a farmer and a gang leader. Former. All right, good. Continue now.
Yes, also the managing director of Quality Convenience Service Inc. and owner. I also am a trained counselor, so I also go into the prison system and I counsel young men weekly within the juvenile prison system. And on the weekends, I also do counseling as well with some, I would say, some students, at-risk students at the
Mhm.
drug and educational counseling services as well. So
Yes.
yeah,
Wow. My goodness. I'm say he's an entrepreneur, and do a lot of community work, coming from being a gang leader. And we have the Mr. Theirry Gittens. And Theirry, you have to open your microphone. Welcome, Mr. Gittens.
Yes, please. Nice having me. I appreciate having you. And we're gonna have an awesome night tonight discussing all the different topics we're going to. I just want to say welcome, Don. Welcome, Zico. In terms of myself, my name is Theirry Gittens. I am the owner of Lancer for Profit. That is a company that deals with web development, web hosting, app development. I'm also the CEO of Carry Ventures Global. That is a six-member team. We are launching our first product called LAI. Pretty much, it's a Caribbean artificial intelligence chat interface that will incorporate various issues, solve those issues, and give back the information back to users. So that'll be launching on August 31st. So yeah, pretty much that's me.
Wow, I want to be at that launch. I hope I can come. I hope I'm not such a controversial figure that I don't want to come and mess up your thing, you know.
I see Chairman. Ask Maxine.
Okay, well that means I can come. I can come. But Don. So
Yeah.
they hide from me, but I want to come there to cheer you on. And Theory, you are doing so many things. Listen to me. How old are you, Theory? I can ask you. I'm the mother of three boys. I can ask all of you your
Um,
age.
I'm 22 years old.
22. 22. And I want you to look at them carefully. Look at these here carefully. Oh, Zika, how old are you, son?
Yes, I'm 33.
33. Okay. And you used to hang out with my son, and you guys were involved in a lot of
Yeah.
art stuff and so on. Yes. How about Don? Don, how old are you?
And 29.
He's 29. So we have 33, we have 29, and we have 22 years old. All right. Good. So we get that out the way. People are commenting, and you can read the nice comments that they are giving on in the comment section. Now, all of you have in some way, I know for sure, that theory is in university right now, right? Doing computer science. And Don is like me, did accounting, he did his CPA like myself. So I know Don went to university. Now, I know that Zico, did you go to university or college?
Yes, and yes, yeah, I did.
You did, right.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing that we want to, the first thing, because tonight I'm throwing things at them, guys. We're just going to have this interesting session, and we're just talking. Now, I was watching a video that I asked Theory to send to me, and I'm going to see if he resent it so that Dave can, and it's about university. Now, when you were a young man, Don, what did your parents? Wait, 1 second. 1 second. I'm looking for. There's a female. Okay, she's coming. I'm sorry, guys. Apologize. I was reading my phone because Janine Butcher is going to join us as well. Okay. All right. And so she's coming. She's just having a little. She's setting up, having a little challenge, and I think she's coming in. I'll just let her settle a little bit before we get in. But when you were younger, what did your parents tell you about education, Don? How the importance of school, importance of school. What did they say to you when you get tired, or you don't want to go to school, or you might say, I don't, when I finish high school, I'm not going to college. What would your parents tell you about school?
I mean, my father really, really stressed that education was important. My father was born in the Amazon rainforest, like in South Guyana. And
Eh?
he was an orphan by 12. And the only reason that he got out, the only reason I was born and everything that he moved to Barbados is through education. He just was lucky. He was the smartest person in his primary school. And then he got a full scholarship to attend secondary school because only primary school at the time in Guyana was the school that people went to. Most Guyanese didn't go to secondary school. So he was the only one of the only ones from his primary school to attend secondary school in Georgetown. And then he just kept on, getting various scholarships all the way to the UE in Barbados. And that's when he met my mother. So if not for the free education and the scholarships all the way through, I wouldn't even be here around today. So he definitely stressed that there's probably nothing more important in a young person's life than education.
And education, and he saw education occurring through mainly through the school setting.
Right, through the
Formal.
through the standard school setting.
Standard school setting. Let me go. I'm going to take that particular question around. Let me get to Zico. Zico, what did your parents tell you about going to school? Because I know sometimes you did not want to go to school. And what your parents, you got any lashes? I wonder if you got lashes too.
Yes,
What parents-
education was something I was not studying at all. I got my education basically after I left school. I said basically reform my life. So education was, yeah, it was discussed, but I was not taking heed. It was not something I was very interested in. And I probably only took it serious when I probably finished school. So yeah, but education was not something that I really took heed to or any pay any attention when it was being discussed by my mom. So no.
Yeah, you weren't really into all of
I
that,
would, yeah,
but
I was skipping. I was basically skipping classes at school and doing everything I probably should not be doing at the time. So yeah,
yeah, and you got some lashes, some
yeah, a
dreads,
lot.
a lot. Yeah. What you got lashes with? With a twig or with a belt or anything?
It depends. It depends what was close by. I would say, but most of my lashes came from about. Most of my lashes did came from about.
Right, to go to school. So
Yeah.
okay, Theirry, you are in school now, and I know your grandmother watching. So let me ask you, what did your grandmother tell you about education and about school? Let me talk about school. What did they tell you about school? You looking, she what? Looking. What did your grandma tell you about school?
When I was in primary school, the family was living around it. Basically, used to say that when I turn 16, I'm going to go to jail and there will never be anything and that type of stuff. But my great grand, not my great grand, but my grandmother that I live with, she told me basically all I have to do is one essay a day and five math questions. So I did that every single day. My dad basically made sure that I had lessons. My mom as well. And basically, and according to the law school, I kept that same formula and the same thing I did every day at lodge, and it worked for me pretty much.
Right. So your grandmother said stay in school, basically.
Yeah.
Yes. And we thank you. We have the and she did well. She did well. I'm so proud of you. I told you that today. And I know Miss McLean and I we talk about you all the time. Like tell her you have well, I'm not a grandmom, you know. I'm like an auntie, that you have some other relatives that are excited about you. But we have a rose here. We have a rose among the thorns that they like to say. Oh, somebody here, I have an elderly lady here, says Celia Mason said, love you, Don. You know, these elderly ladies, they love a Don. So somebody said, Don, you look like 22.
I
But
don't
but
feel like it though. I wish I feel like it.
let's ask this lovely lady who's among us here, and she's Miss Janine Butcher. Janine, your parents, what do they tell you about school?
Well, first of all, good night. It's a great time to be back here in the Mercy Week show. Good night to all the panelists and to loyal opposition. My mom was basically a single mom, so she would always encourage me to do the right thing. That is maybe the key out for me. She would also say, you better do it now because it's free, or not when you leave school, you have to pay for it. So that was a really big encouragement, as I said, because she was a single mom and having to pay for it would have been a no for us at the
Mhm.
time.
But what in your mind as a child, why did you think it was so important for her to tell you go to school and stay in school?
Well,
What
at
did
that,
you want? Mhm.
I think she wanted me to be successful, better than maybe circumstances that we were coming from. So
Mhm.
in primary school, I didn't understand it much, but when I got to secondary school, I truly understood what she was saying and what it meant.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But this is 2025, Don and gentlemen and lady. This is 2025, and I saw a video right? I saw this video, and let me see if this is it here. And I'm sorry. I saw a video about school, about education and whether or not it's important. And normally I see those kinds of things and I really don't even continue. I just like skip over them because I'm like, what are you really even saying? I'm an educator. My mom is an educator. That's all we know. We're in poverty, and they tell you education is what's going to get you out of poverty. So what is this soothsayer trying to tell me right now? But I actually did listen, Zico. I listened to the video for the first time, and I started to really think about it. And I sent it to Theirry, and he said, "Yes, I agree." I said, "Theirry, agree with that?" And then I sent it to Don, and Don agreed. And I'm like, but these are guys who are studying. Why would they, are studying? Why would they agree with something like that? And I want to show you the video. And Tia was supposed to send it to me earlier. I'm hoping that this is actually it. But as Dave is gonna watch the video in the WhatsApp and see if it's appropriate and then put it up. But Don, is university a scam, or is school a scam? Is the university a scam?
So it depends on the time period we're talking about, right? In 2025, I would argue that university is not nearly as useful as it used to be. I won't go all out to call it a scam, but it's definitely not as useful as it used to be. Somebody that went to university in the 80s or 70s, for example, back in those times, majority of the people going to university would have been, white people here in Barbados. The majority of the people in Barbados landing managerial or any kind of decent job, any job paying money, you would have had to go to university. And that is how the white elites would have kept the majority of the good jobs in the country away from black people through the guise of university. But then enter Errol Barrel, make education free for all. I think that's still one of the best things that's ever happened to Barbados in our whole history, just having that free education. And I think that while that has helped to level the playing field essentially perfectly now, anybody can do almost a PhD completely for free in Barbados. But the only problem now is that in today's times, YouTube University, Marcia, is, in my opinion, better than any university that you can really go to. The five of us on this call could literally learn how to build a spaceship for free on YouTube if that's what we really wanted to do. We don't need to go. We don't need to go to UE. We don't even need to go to Harvard or Princeton or Yale. There are many people.
Listen, you're going to make grandmothers. You are going to listen. I know there are. I can, because I'm like, my mother would be quite annoyed right now. Okay, because you're saying it to me, and inside of me, I'm like, honestly, I'm like, should we really be doing this on the show right now? This is irresponsible. You are saying that in 2025, that people don't really need to go to no university. They could learn whatever they want to learn through the internet. Don, you really saying that right now?
100%. I'm sure all the other people on the call would agree with me. Because at the end of the day, like, if you wanted to be even a plumber, you could really learn carpenter, anything from a tradesman to, obviously, like, to be a medical doctor, you need to go to university. To do what I do, accounting, you do need to go. To be an engineer, there are certain things that you obviously do need to still go to university for. But even, like, for example, marketing, if you wanted to start doing social media marketing, there's no need to go to university to do that. You could literally just start trial and error on your own on Instagram, TikTok, or whatever, or go to YouTube or ChatGPT. ChatGPT is the introduction of AI that really make all of my comments clear. If we were having this conversation in 2022, before AI was really invented, I might not even have said all the things that I'm saying today. But the only reason why I think university is so useless is because when the students get homework or they have to do an essay or anything, nobody's doing that anymore, Marcia. They're going straight to ChatGPT, putting in the prompt that their teacher gave them, and ChatGPT is giving them a perfect essay the perfect answers to all the tests or anything. So I just think that it's pretty useless to go to university at this stage because of the AI and how easy it is and how free it is to learn
Mm.
literally any single task in the whole world.
Wow, and very interesting. Now, Zico, I mean, you're a guy who, you got a lot of lashes, because you weren't in school when it's supposed to be in school and all of that. And you're hearing this from Don, who actually completed school, saying that universities, he was, are you trying to say, mommy and daddy, I was telling you long, long, long ago. Is that what's going through your mind right now?
I definitely do agree. I definitely do agree. I mean, there's some people going to university to study basket weaving and stuff. I put them in debt for what reason? I believe that if you're going to study to be a doctor or lawyer, yes, it is beneficial for you to go to university as well. But to do certain studies, I don't think is necessary, not in today's generation. Information is free. There's courses online. There's so many things that you could do. So university is not what it was, and I think there's too many different forums and too many different platforms and too many sources of education that you can get from different places to put university on that I believe is a scam. I honestly do believe it's a scam.
You
Unless you're
believe?
looking to be a doctor or lawyer or a practice where you do need to really go in depth in terms of your studies, I do think it's a scam.
Well, Theory, a scam, let's see, what is a scam? A scam is somebody promise you something, right? So if you do this, man, you do this, right? You do this, and then you're gonna get this, right? All right. So you are at university right now. No, you're doing computer science at university, and you're promised that when you finish, you're gonna get a job in that field, right? And getting a certain amount of money. When you think about that at 22 in 2025, you think they're scamming you?
In my field, I would say yes, because I'm speaking from experience. One, I'm speaking from talking to other persons doing my courses. They're still believing that, well, okay, they're going to do this and going to an interview, because in our field we have to do a technical interview, right? And they believe that they're still going to be able to easily get a job, but persons can just prompt and get the same sort of information that's going to take them a day or so. So for me, yeah, and from the people in my field, I believe firmly that they need to really wake up and smell the coffee. No, in terms of university, I do agree with what the video is saying, but for me, my point of it is that I don't think the current format of university is going to work anymore. We need to
Mm.
change the format of university. It needs to become an incubator or incubation system whereby you're looking at testing persons' application, um, ability to work, that type of stuff. Because the way how even the exams are structured is not conducive. The way how the assignments are structured is not conducive. And I'm speaking about computer science now. What Don and Zico mentioned, I firmly agree with respect to certain degrees are not necessary, because I don't believe you need to go to university and study culture. I know my friends that study culture are going to curse me when they see this video. But the thing about it
Waste the
is
time.
that is that I don't believe you have to go there and study for culture. I believe, as he mentioned, you pick up your phone and go on the internet, and you could formulate your cultural message or your cultural presence, right? So for me, I firmly believe, what are you doing? For example, I know most of my friends who are studying philosophy. Why are you studying philosophy? Don't make sense, right? So it
Mm.
depends. Some degrees are redundant and they need to be removed. It's just
They
that
need to
simple.
be
Or
removed. And in your case, you think, and well, thankfully, you're not really paying full for the degree, because some places you're paying 40,000, 50,000 US dollars for this degree, and you're not getting what is promised. Let me go to the female among us. Janine, they're talking about learning stuff on the internet, and I see Michelle has a question there for you, Don, because I know the mothers and the aunties are going to disagree with you all tonight. But as somebody said, we have to face it. I'm an educator, and I cringe hearing some of these things. But we have to face what's going on. We have to listen to our young people. Let me ask you something. I will put you on the spot. Have you ever learned anything on YouTube, or you want to learn something and you set aside a time, whether it's something to do with hair, nails, or whatever. Have you ever learned anything, Janine, on YouTube?
Yes, for sure. I learned how to crochet from YouTube. In terms of hair, I learned how to put in weave from off of YouTube. I mean, I still wouldn't say you don't have to take a class, because when you take classes on YouTube, it just show you the practical. But when you go and take a class, it could be a short class. It will teach you the cleanliness, different products to use, and stuff like that. But you can learn a lot of stuff off of YouTube. But I think that what some persons might not like even know, even if I can divulge more, still not only from that question, in terms of the original question that you asked the others, I do think that university isn't the see be all to everything. As Zico was saying, if you have to learn certain things, you can go there. However, there are short courses that persons can now take. There are a lot of short courses online that you can take. You can also get the opportunity to ask persons to come in and do some internship to learn now. Because as you know, education is an application. A lot of persons get certified for stuff, and then when they're going to a job, the same person who doesn't even have a degree or anything have to teach them the ropes. There are some persons like
Mm,
that. But I do believe that are also born with gifts. You can see a person who might be able to just fix the car, and they had to go to school to learn how to do that. They might just need some little a little short course to teach them like some other things about technical issues or something like that. But I don't believe that a university is the only way to being successful. We can learn things online.
interesting, very interesting. Don, Michelle Michelle is hitting out on you tonight. All right. I know those old these senior ladies who are all into Don tonight, they're not too happy with you. Somebody says, I'm going to have to disagree with Don. Yes, YouTube can teach you how to do things, but concepts are not taught through watching a video. Is that true? Yes, I can repeat steps. Do you know what you're doing while you're doing it? Duh. You're muted, Dan.
No, I don't think anybody here is saying that you can completely replace it. Obviously, if you pay somebody $40,000 to teach you to do something, you would expect it to be better than the free version of university. All we're saying is that it's far more practical for anybody in 2025 that is 18 years old, doesn't have a lot of money to start with. Why would you go, even let's say you wanted to go abroad, why would you go to England or Canada or America to, like, philosophy or culture is a perfect example. You don't need to go anywhere, pay anybody any money to learn philosophy or culture. You can go on YouTube, you can go on ChatGPT, you can go on Google itself, and there are very many ways to do it. Let me read what she's saying specifically. Oh, it just went off the screen.
Yeah.
I can't remember
No, it's
exactly
right
what.
there. It's there.
Can teach you how to do things, but concepts are not taught. Right, but YouTube can still, as the lady on the call just mentioned, like, it can teach you the steps. It can teach you the basics from going from zero knowledge to 90% of the knowledge. You can do that completely for free in any single topic. So obviously, as she said, if you want to learn like the very nitty gritty parts about it, like, the cleanliness aspects of hair maybe, or like the really really nitty gritty parts of plumbing to fix leaks or whatever, obviously YouTube won't be able to give you exact things because you can't ask a question. But that's like when you can supplement a YouTube video you just watched with an AI, like a chat GPT. You'll be like, okay, YouTube taught me how to fix this toilet, but I have a specific issue with XYZ, and you could still Google that, or you could still AI that and still get that information for free. So it's just older generations won't agree with us because they never had this option. The best they could do if they wanted to learn a new skill was go to the library and hope and pray that there was a book about it in the library. But that
Yes.
can take long because you gotta catch the bus to the library. You gotta fill out the whole process to get the library card. You got, ask 2 3 people in the library if y'all have specific books on this topic. Sit down there in the library, read the books, borrow the book, bring it back, all of that. But now I could just dream, literally be lying in my bed dreaming about something, tell myself, all right, I want to learn to make clothes tomorrow. I could start learning to make the clothes tomorrow from the comfort of my home in my bed. Obviously, would a class help? Yes, it would help. But YouTube, you can get 90% of the way, and for the most important part, is free. So that's
Yeah.
my response to that question.